Every new day, we get a chance to set the record straight. A clean slate. The opportunity to choose greatness and to stop making excuses. Motivation is cheap. Discipline is difficult. But discipline gets results. Your mindset matters. My name is Miles Biggs, and this is Relish the Journey. Mindset. Keep your mind open to new ways of doing something. That came via listener submission from another former guest of the podcast. Man, these guests are really engaged. Loving it. Love the community that we have here at Relish the Journey. And also on a personal level, this came from one of my very best friends, Morgan Sheehan. He's the best man at my wedding, actually. And always love the way Morgan thinks. He's a very, very smart guy, very intellectual, and not many people give him credit for that, but he thinks. He's a thinker. And so I'm not surprised to hear and see that this was what he wanted to see an episode on. It's almost, so he said mindset, ... keep your mind open to new ways of doing something. So I take that as maybe the way that Morgan defines mindset. And I think that's a cool way to look at it, right? That if you can have the mindset that you should keep your mind open and consider contrarian points of view, then that's going to be a way to grow. Way too often, especially in our digital space with the way algorithms suggest things to us based on what we've previously viewed or things we like. It's easy to get stuck down this rabbit hole of groupthink and one video after another or post after another or account after another that just supports one point of view. And if we would keep our minds open to the way other people think and think differently, we really think about there's so much more we can accomplish. I don't know how else to say it. What really comes to mind for me is this book called Team of Rivals that I read, and it's all about Abraham Lincoln. It's a thick book. I think it's like 600 or 700 pages, so it's not for the faint of heart. But it's all about how President Lincoln formed his cabinet out of all of the opponents he ran against for president. So instead of surrounding himself with people that were yes men and women and, would just tell him how great he was and toe the party line, all these people that were slandering him and bad-mouthing him and running against him, trying to defeat him, when he won, he was gracious enough to say, hey, you're obviously an established person. You think differently. That's valuable. I'd like you to come and advise me. Now, imagine if somebody did that today. That would be astonishing. But we need more of it in this world. We need people that are open to hearing a different idea and not just automatically thinking because you think differently than I do that you're wrong or I'm right, and that we can't have a fruitful discussion about it and really maybe even change an opinion. God forbid we actually change our minds and admit that we were wrong. Oh no. So opening your mind to new ways of thinking really, to me, means opening up yourself to the whole world, not just the world you currently live in. When we open ourselves up to the whole world, so much more is possible. There's so much more to enjoy and take in and grow from and experience. And we can become better versions of ourselves because we're allowed to explore every possibility of ourselves, not just one version. So love this idea, Morgan. I appreciate you submitting it. And I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts on this that are listening. What do you think could change in your world if you're opened your way up to new ways of thinking and different ways of thinking from different people? Drop a comment on the episode, shoot me an email, shoot me a direct message. Let's keep the conversation going. Share this episode with somebody you think needs to hear this message or might enjoy this podcast in general. I love you for it. Until next time, everyone, I appreciate you as always. Cheers.